1 second. I have to make sure that I turn the volume off on YouTube and then I'll share the screen. Let's see. I'll try my best to recite the verse. So today it is verse 40 and 41. So I'll read both 40 and 41 and then all of you can recite one of them. Ya etena puman nityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasyashu samprasideyam sarvakama vareshwaraha. Ya etena puman nityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasyasu prasideyam sarvakama vareshwara. Ya etena puman nityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasyashu samprasideyam sarvakama vareshwara. Purtena tapasa yajnair daner yoga samadhina radham nisreyasam pumsam matpritis tatvavin matam. Purtena tapasa yajnair daner yoga samadhina radham nisreyasam pumsam matpritis tatvavin matam. Purtena tapasa yajnair daner yoga samadhina radham nisreyasham pumsam matpritis tatvavin matam. So, if you'd like to recite this verse.
Yetena puman nityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasyasu samprasidheyam sarvakama vareshwara.
Hare Krishna. Second. Ya etena puman nityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasyasu samprasideyam sarvakama vareshwaraha. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
य एतेन पुमान् नित्यं स्तुत्वा स्तोत्रेण मां भजेत् तस्यासु सम्प्रसीदेयं सर्वकामवरेश्वरः.
All right. Synonyms. Yeah, anyone who. Etena, by this. Puman, human being. Nityam, regularly. Stutva, praying. Stotrena, by the verses. Mam, may. Bhajet, may worship. Tasya, his. Ashu, very soon. Samprasideyam, I shall fulfill. Sarva, all. Kama, desires. Vara Ishvara, the Lord of all benediction. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. Purport. The prayers offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desires to fulfill his own sense gratification. Such prayers can be selected only by a person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. The Lord certainly fulfills all desires in regard to transcendental loving service, but he cannot fulfill the whims of non-devotees even when such casual devotees offer him the best of prayers. Purtena, by traditional good work, tapasa, by penances, yajna, by sacrifices, dane, by charities, yoga, by mysticism, samadhina, by trance, radham, success, nishreyasham, ultimately beneficial, pumsam, of the human being, mat, of me, priti, satisfaction, tattvavit, expert transcendentalist, matam, opinion. It is the opinion of expert transcendentalists that the ultimate goal of performing all traditional good works, penances, sacrifices, charities, mystic activities, trances, etc., is to invoke my satisfaction. There are many traditionally pious activities in human society, such as altruism, philanthropy, nationalism, internationalism, charity, sacrifice, penance, and even meditation in trance, and all of them can be fully beneficial only when they lead to the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The perfection of any activity, social, political, religious, or philanthropic, is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. This secret of success is known to the devotee of the Lord, as exemplified by Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. As a good, non-violent man, Arjuna did not want to fight with his kinsmen. But when he understood that Krishna wanted the fight and had arranged it at Kurukshetra, he gave up his own satisfaction and fought for the satisfaction of the Lord. That is the right decision for all intelligent men. One's only concern should be to satisfy the Lord by one's activities. If the Lord is satisfied by an action, whatever it may be, then it is successful. Otherwise, it is simply a waste of time. That is the standard of all sacrifice, penance, austerity, mystic trance, and other good and pious work. The verses again. Ya etena puman nityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasyashu samprasideyam sarvakama vareshvara. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. Purtena tapasa yajnair dhaner yoga samadhina radham nisreyasham pumsam mat pritis tattvavinmatam. It is the opinion of expert transcendentalists that the ultimate goal of performing all traditional good works, penances, sacrifices, charities, mystic activities, trances, etc., is to invoke my satisfaction. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Dadate Supadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamulam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Shri Radhas Adhikari Dinamena Mahabhasha Anusar Smay Shastra. Hare Krishna devotees, good morning. Again, as I was saying earlier, there's been some confusion and the speaker for today thought it was not their day to give class. So we'll have to do the best we can. I have to say the translation and the purport of today's verses, I think they are of the utmost importance, and that's where, at least for me, as far as I know, has been the confusion, has been the point that we have missed. Whatever we do has to be for the satisfaction of the Lord. I mean, I'm not sure how much clearer the translation and the purport could have been for us, especially the first purport. Such prayers can be selected only by a person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. I mean, and this is Krishna saying it himself. I mean, he's saying, I am the Lord of all benediction, and I am the one who fulfills all desires. So it is for my satisfaction that such prayers have to be offered. I really wish we could have heard Acharya Prabhu today. Kaivalya Prabhu, would you like to say something about these verses today?
Let me see, Mataji, if I can say something. You already said the main point.
Yes.
So let me see. 1 second. Let me open the book.
Yeah. I can put it up if you like.
No, I have the book right in front of me.
And I think it will be nice if everybody who is on the call, if you could also offer your realizations, whatever it is you have gotten after Prabhu has spoken a little bit.
So Brahmaji here is offering the prayers, but this kind of prayers, because Brahmaji is very great devotee and he is the firstborn human being. So that's why Prabhupada is writing here that it cannot be chanted by anyone who desires to fulfill his own sense of gratification. So prayers has to be done not for our own satisfaction. Prayers has to be done for the satisfaction of God. So like Lord Krishna has to be satisfied, not ourselves, So we should not, because many times, we do so many activities, we think, let me do this. But these are all for our own satisfaction, But each time we do any activity, we have to see if Krishna will be happy or not, or my spiritual master will be happy or not, So these two persons has to be considered first on any activity we perform. And if the answer is yes, then only we should perform. Otherwise, let me buy this sofa, let me buy this, or let me buy this new car, but how we are serving the purpose of Krishna, So we need, of course, a car, but we can have simple car, not very great luxurious car, something like that. So simplicity is very important in our life. We have to be simple in all our activities and do whatever, like we are reading at other platform, we are reading Sudama Brahman, how simply he was living. Even after he got all the opulences, much more than demigods, still he continued his life very simply, like inviting all the Brahmanas in his home. He thinks so anything, he will do for the satisfaction of Krishna. And he went to Lord Krishna's palace, but he didn't beg anything. He didn't ask, but Krishna knew his heart, why he is here. Because he said all life he was not here, but now he's here for some purpose actually. So he knew the purpose and he fulfilled it. When he returned back home next day, and he saw, how opulent palaces were, for there were so many servants and so many things of luxury and so many swimming pools and bars. All these things were going on, but still he preferred to live simply, even with he had all the money of the world, but still, so that thing is important. So the Lord certainly fulfills all the desires and they got to transcendental loving service. So Krishna actually fulfills all our desires. Actually, if you are devotee, Krishna definitely fulfills. Material desires he will fulfill, and spiritual desire also he fulfills. But spiritual desire he fulfills first, and he gives preference. Like if you want to improve in our japa or improve in our hearing with concentration, we have to pray Krishna, and Krishna will give us that concentration, or that concentration in chanting also. So, but we don't pray like that. We just want to finish somehow or the other. Let me finish my 16 rounds and I will be done for the day. So that kind of tendency actually, then what Krishna can do, Krishna says that he is not praying, he doesn't want to do it. If it is not our desire, Krishna will not fulfill. But if he desire that I want to do pure bhakti, I want to improve in my spiritual practices, then Krishna will certainly, if any spiritual desire he fulfills. Material desire he sees, if it is beneficial or not. Just like our mother. Our mother will see, that this child wants a knife, but I'm not going to give him. He will cut his finger. So she will be very careful giving the knife, or she will not give, he said, no, it's dangerous. So that's where Krishna sees, if he gives us some opulence or something, then Krishna will see he doesn't misuse it. So that thing is important for us, to understand that whatever desire we have, we should have desire of the spiritual thing, that we want to improve in our thing. And those other material desires, Krishna will automatically, he knows what we want and what we need. Like Yogya Kshama Vahameham. So Krishna knows everything and he will take care of us, So we should have full faith in Krishna and then do the activities accordingly. But he cannot fulfill the whims of a non-devotee. If non-devotee wants something, he will not fulfill. He will not fulfill his desires that way, even when such casual devotee offers him the best prayers. So casual devotee means sometimes people want to just show up the devotee. So for show up devotee, he may be doing the best of his prayers, offering, but he is casual devotee. So Krishna may not take care of his desires. And in the next verse, let me see, it is the opinion of the expert transcendentalist that the ultimate goal of performing all traditional good work, penances, sacrifice, charity, mystic activity, trance is to invoke my satisfaction. So actually, all these things we all face, in our life, like good work and penances, sacrifice, we all do for Krishna's charities, all our activities, and the trance, etc. So Krishna is saying that people do it to invoke my satisfaction. It's all for Krishna's satisfaction, not for our satisfaction. So many pious activities we all perform at some time in the life, like we go to the holy dham, we do charity, we feed the other devotees, many times have program in our house like that. So these all things, are done for the satisfaction of Krishna, and Krishna actually reciprocates for all these things. If somebody is not pure devotee, then Krishna, for these good activities, Krishna will send us to Swargalok. But if we do purely for the bhakti, for the satisfaction of Krishna, then our destination will be either Vaikuntha Loks or Golok Vrindavan, if we have perfected our bhakti. So that we have to see, where we have to establish the goal, what we want. Do we want to enjoy in this material world? Do we want to enjoy even after we go to Swargalok, so like after the death, we want to go to Swargalok and we want to enjoy Sura and Sundari. So that way, then they get that kind of goal. But people who really want to satisfy Krishna, wants to serve at his lotus feet, then of course, their destination will be different, because Krishna knows our desire. He stays as a Paramatma in our heart, and he can take care of us, So if we have full faith in Krishna, then Krishna will fulfill all our spiritual desires without any. So now somebody else can speak about these shlokas. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anybody else want to?
Any realizations, anything that they'd like to add, please just unmute yourselves.
Krishna Mataji, I am not capable of speaking up, but I'm just thinking when Prabhu was telling about Krishna resides in your heart, I was just thinking that how true it is, because we sometimes take judgment on our own decisions reactions, actions, and then we say, okay, I have to fight. Thing is, if we keep fighting, then Krishna says, okay, you take over your problems and I'm not going to interfere in your life. But on the other hand, if we feel that Krishna is in our heart and he is taking care of us, then we should actually just give everything to him. Just, have that faith that Krishna will take care of my judgment. He will be my lawyer. He will be my judge for any of the issues in my life coming in. So I felt that, we keep fighting for our own issues. We argue, but, if we say, okay, let me be patient, let me be quiet, let Krishna handle it. And then he handles it for sure. I have seen that, obviously they say if you have patience, then, things will be fine. Things will calm down its own, but it's not its own. It's Krishna is taking care of that. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I'm driving.
Thank you, Mataji. That is a really important realization. Unless we surrender, and I used to wonder what surrender meant. Nobody goes around saying Krishna is not the Supreme Personality, Krishna is not, all of us say it, but to surrender means to trust that he will take care and whatever he does is the best for us. That is what it is meant to be. And we don't try to take control. And I feel it is difficult to know when it is our duty that we should keep doing and when we should let, or how do we practice it? I think practicing it is, it requires a lot of internal thinking, looking inward and understanding it. So.
Mataji, in one class I was hearing that surrender means, sir, under. Our head should be under the lotus feet of Krishna. Then we are fully surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he said, but he said it very nice way. I do not know how to explain it, but he explained it very nicely. He says, sir, under.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I mean, for a very long time, I used to wonder what it meant to surrender. Nobody says we won't surrender to him. Nobody says he's not the supreme, but to surrender is to actually, like they say, when you pray for rain and to have faith means you take an umbrella and go because for sure it will rain. Something like that. It's we have to believe that he is supreme.
Prabhu, I have a question, Prabhu.
Sure.
See, actually, we have to surrender, but we human beings, I'm talking about myself. So I just cannot leave it if any difficulty comes, and without trying or without doing anything, I just cannot leave it. That is a weakness of mine. So most of the human beings, I think, we always try ourselves. Even Arjuna first, he didn't say that he doesn't want to try, but when Krishna says, you go ahead and this is my problem, I will do it, I will take care of it. Until then, he just struggled for a while. So what is that solution for that, Prabhu?
So Arjuna actually didn't have full faith in the beginning on Krishna, but then Krishna told his position, who is he. Then he understood, that what are the Krishna's power and everything. And then he fully surrendered, and he did, as Purport says, that it was not his desire to fight. He didn't want it to fight. But when he saw, Krishna is ordering him, to satisfy Krishna, actually he fought. Otherwise, he didn't want it to kill all his relatives and his grandshare, his guru, he didn't want it to kill them. But he did it because it was ordered by Krishna. Krishna wanted that, and just to satisfy Krishna, he did it. So many times we try ourselves, because we don't have full faith in Krishna. That's That's first sign. If we have full faith, then we will not try ourselves. We will see what Krishna wants and do accordingly. Not, it's our whim actually that we try first. Let me see if it is successful. If it is not, then I will pray to Krishna. Then Krishna doesn't show up like Draupadi. She was holding the sari herself,
Yeah.
When she surrendered fully and lifted her both arms, completely believing in Krishna, that Krishna will do something, and Krishna came immediately. So that is the way. When we fully surrender to Krishna and have full faith, then only Krishna comes. Krishna waits, okay, try it yourself and see what happens. And then when we get completely frustrated that we cannot do it, then only we remember Krishna and then he helps us. So we have to have faith right from the beginning, actually.
Yeah,
but we don't have it, so we are lacking in that particular faith.
That is a weakness in a human being.
Yeah. But it needs a lot of practice to have full faith in Krishna. Yeah. So if we are fully surrendered souls, then Krishna will give us the faith. Otherwise, it will not develop. It develops slowly, it takes all lifetime, many years. It is not thing, which one can develop. It is very, very soon, So,
Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So I just want to add on the surrender part. So many times we confuse or we mix faith and surrender as the same thing. So the clear definition has been given to us by our acharyas. So if we go by that, so I think that is going to make our concepts more clear. And definition means lakshana in Sanskrit. So if we take that lakshana very clearly, what they have given to us, then in that case, we are going to understand it very clearly. So faith or shraddha is defined as vishwas in shastras, or full belief in the injunctions of shastras, whatever. And the shastras is bhakti shastras, whatever Bhagavad Gita is saying, whatever Bhagavatam is saying, like in this particular verse, in verse 40, this verse 40 is basically the Falashruti of the entire chapter. Falashruti means the conclusion of the entire chapter, where Krishna is saying, or sorry, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is saying, one who is praying like you, Brahma, I am going to fulfill his desire. So that's the conclusion or the Falashruti in text 40. And also text 41, which it is describing. Text 41, Krishna is basically that Krishna, or the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he is the beneficiary or benefactor of everything, of all the pious activities, which takes us to 5.29. And the 5.29 speaks, Bhoktaram Yagnitapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhirta Sarvabhutanam Nyatva Mam Shantim Rachati. And the same thing has been explained in the purport here, that these three things, whenever the devotee understands, he comes across with the in mind. And when we talk about Shraddha and surrender, then this is very, very clearly has been given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Madhurya Kadambani, as well as these two concepts, Shraddha and surrender. Sanatana Goswami is all pointing it out. And the Shraddha is two things we can take. Shraddha, one is belief in the injunctions of Bhakti Shastras, or respect towards it, right? And this Shraddha can also be defined or categorized into 3 points, which is Komal Shraddha, which is a very low Shraddha, and the other is medium Shraddha. That means I know the Shastras and I'm trying to live by that, but if somebody is coming, I'm not able to counteract it, because I don't have that much in me to counteract the person who is sitting next to me and arguing with me on the basis of Shastras. And the Uttam or the highest one. So, and that's what NOI, Nectar of Instruction, where Srila Prabhupada in the purport also is mentioning the 3 types of devotees, Uttama, Madhyama, and Anishta devotees. So it is one of the bases to define is Shraddha. And I gave the definition. Shraddha is Shastrartha Vishwasa, or respect towards the scriptures. So that's what Shraddha. And how to develop this Shraddha? So we have to work on it. And Shraddha can be developed by the association of devotees, by hearing, by chantings, by performing all the limbs of bhakti which has been given to us by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. That's 64 limbs, right? So, and by this development of Shraddha happens, right? By doing direct bhakti, direct Shakshat bhakti. Now, what is my, and when the Shraddha is drid or the faith is firm, then comes the surrender. So surrender is defined as Sharanagati. And Sharanagati is a symptom of Shraddha. Like, whenever I'm sick, symptom of being sick is fever, having fever. So surrender is the symptom of having firm faith or Purna Shraddha or Drid Shraddha, right? So when this happens, then surrender happens. And there are 6 limbs of Sharanagati which has been given to us by Sanatana Goswami. And we can check if I have Shraddha or not. And these 6 limbs we always discuss in our classes. First is Anukulasya Sankalpa, accepting what is favorable. So am I accepting what is favorable to my Krishna consciousness? Yes. I am following the 4 regulative principles. I'm following the 4 regulative principles. I am eating nicely sattvic prasadam. Second is pratikulasya varjanam, rejecting what is not favorable towards my bhakti, like watching TV, going to the places which is not conducive. Third is rakshishyati vishwasaha, faith in God's protection, that no matter what happened, Krishna is going to protect me. And this is not in me. Why? Because my Shraddha is not complete right now. And for developing that Shraddha, again, go back that I have to do this. Hearing and chanting will be continuing even when my bhakti is poor, when I go to Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, everywhere this hearing, chanting, and all these limbs of bhakti, direct devotional service will be with me. And the 4th one is Goptravate Varanam. That means accepting God as one's protector, that Krishna is my protector. If I am feeling like that in the reversals, in the situations which is full of distress, that means I have Shraddha. And that's a symptom of Shraddha, which is Sharanagati. And Sharanagati ka, this is one of the parts. And the next one is Atma Nikshepaha, that I just completely say, Krishna, you are mine, I'm yours. I have nothing to do with anybody else. And Karpanya, humility. Most of the time we find that I feel I'm surrendered, but this humility part is not in me. I'm talking about myself. So humility part is not in me. So that means I am lacking with one of the limbs of Sharanagati. So this definition, complete definition of Shraddha and then Sharanagati has been given to us by our acharyas. And on top of that, Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is given the definition of bhakti, in which he is including everything. I mean, he is giving the definition of Uttama Bhakti. Uttama Bhakti means that bhakti which is on the top, right? Or that bhakti which is pure bhakti, without any mission or without any mixture, right? Most of the time, whatever I'm doing a samanya bhakti or a bhakti devotional service which is mixed with karma and dhyana. But whatever definition Rupa Goswami is saying, is giving, he is covering all the aspects. I mean, without this, in this definition, everything is inclusive. And Jiva Goswami is given very, very good commentary on Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu's this very definition of Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, Gyan Karmadya Navritam, Anukulena Krishnanu, Shilanam Bhakti Uttama. And also, what is his name? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He is writing Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu Bindu. That means even the conclusion of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing. So in these books, if we read and if we see, then we can see, especially Madhurya Kadambini also, where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is defining the stages of devotional service. So we can see that Shraddha, Sharanagati, these are 2 things. different aspects. And Shraddha is not a limb of bhakti. Shraddha is just there in order to, so that we can glue throughout the process, right? And but it is not the limb of the bhakti. The limb of the bhakti is 9 limbs which Prahlad Maharaj has given to us. And these limbs have been more elaborately described by Rupa Goswami and as well as Sanatana Goswami in his books. So that's what the Krishna in Garbhodaksha Vishnu in text 40 he's saying, he's saying that whosoever, as I am the Lord of all benediction, I am going to fulfill all the desire of one who prays regularly like you. Why? Because Brahmaji is praying not for his own satisfaction, but Brahmaji is praying for the satisfaction of Sri Krishna or the Supreme Lord or Vishnu Tattva, whatever. Brahmaji is praying like that. So many times it happens that I have Shraddha and I have Sharanagati and all these things are in place. But ultimately my desire of doing everything is to attain something. So it also can be divided into 3, right? Material desires, which we call kamina, right? I want to worship Vishnu because I want one of the 5 liberations. And that's kamina, material desires, because I want to satisfy myself. I want to put my soul or jeev, atma, which I am really, I want to put myself in one of the Vaikuntha planets. So that's my kamina. That's my desire. Sorry, I'm sorry. That's not kamina. The kamina is when I want to go in the upper planetary system or I want a better birth. And that's why I'm worshipping Vishnu. And the second one is Kevalya Jnanam. That means I want to achieve that Kevalya or Mukti. And that's why I'm Vishnu. And the third is to achieve the Prema. So that's the third level which has been given. So here, Brahmaji, whatever he is not doing for material satisfaction. He's not doing for Kevalya Jnanam because already he has so much of material opulence and also the Kevalya Jnanam he has, but he is doing to achieve the satisfaction of the Lord, to please the Lord, which again comes back to the definition given to us by Rupa Goswami, that pleasing Krishna he is doing. So Brahmaji's prayers fall under the category of Uttama Bhakti. So that's what Garbhodaksha Vishnu is saying, that, whosoever prays like you, Brahma, I am going to grant him everything. So that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given his commentary on these verses. Let me just really see what he is saying in this. Let me just take out my notes on here. Just a second. Yeah, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is also saying, okay, he's saying for 40 or 3940, he's saying, it's a simple line, purport is given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Since I'm pleased with you, what can be said? And 3941, he's saying, there is nothing better than pleasing me. Whatever results are achieved by pious acts, austerity, sacrifice, charity, or concentration in yoga are not results at all without pleasing me. So that means whatever activities we are doing, be it austerity, sacrifice, charity, if it has no bhakti in it, and Krishna says the same thing in Bhagavad Gita, right? That whatever you are doing, if you are not doing it for pleasing me, then everything is waste of time. And the knowers of truth perform these pious acts to please me. They desire to please me. They do not desire to make me the object of their pleasure. Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying, Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad is saying, the knowers of the truth perform these pious acts just to please me. And their desire is to please me, and they don't want me to make me the object of their pleasure. So it circles around to what? Material satisfaction, Kevalya Jnanam, and the Prema. So Prema is when we try to please only Krishna. Our objective of worshipping is just to please Krishna. So many times we fall under first two categories, material satisfaction, because I want to gain something in this material world, or maybe want to go up or go somewhere else. And the second is I want Kevalya Jnanam, that impersonal Jnanam. For that also, bhakti is required, or any kind of mukti in Vaikuntha Loka, right? Sarupya, Samipya, Salokya, Srashti, all these muktis, one of these. But the third category of the devotee, he just perform bhakti or prayers just to please Krishna and not to make Krishna as the object of his pleasure. I am pleased with such persons who perform bhakti with sattva guna. Now, this requires another explanation, which I am not going to do here. But yes, he is saying the sattva guna. So, bhakti is pure in itself. Bhakti can never be contaminated. Bhakti Maharani is pure because it is Swarup Lakshana of the Lord himself. It is the primary characteristics of the Lord. But this bhakti is so pure, but because of our own impressions in our heart, we do samanya bhakti in our own modes, right? Because we are influenced by the modes of material nature. So bhakti can be done in mode of ignorance, passion, rajasic bhakti, tamasi bhakti, and satviki bhakti. So at least we should try to go up to the satviki bhakti. And other explanation for that has also been given in Bhakti Sandarbha and other stuff too, other books by our acharyas. And Satvaguni Bhakti, Satviki Bhakti, where we come to know that this living entity is a soul and a servant of the Lord. And that's how, with this consciousness, we perform bhakti. Not in the, we perform bhakti. But again, I'm still in the, under the mode of goodness. So that's what I wanted to say. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji explained very nicely. I just want to say something, that the satisfaction word reminds me what we have been studying. When we do something for the satisfaction of Krishna, so that is like watering the roots of the plant. So when we do satisfaction for the Krishna, all the like watering the roots fulfill, means it's good for all the leaves. They all look good. So when we do anything for the satisfaction of Krishna, our desires are automatically fulfilled, whatever our needs are. So that is, we have to do something which is favorable to our bhakti and to satisfy Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Suman Mataji. I think you summarized very nicely the gist of these two verses. What we need to focus on is satisfying the Lord. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to add, or we can end the class here? I don't see any other. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining in the class today. We'll meet again tomorrow morning at 7:50.
Vanchakalpatarpyascha kripa
Buddhave vacha patitanam pavnebhyo Navadeo namo namah Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hare
Hare Krishna.